Thanks, guys. As we hit the middle of the week, we are headed to the home stretch to the weekend.
Besides the fact that Iowa City is going to be electric this weekend as Iowa football has their first night game in 3 years, there are also some other Hawkeye sports you should keep an eye out for.
Now, we will get to those later on, but right now we jump on how Iowa field hockey has been doing as they're 9 games into their fall season.
The team had their first home games of the season this past weekend on September 10th and 12th, and I had the privilege of sitting front row at Grant Field for both of them. And here's my recap on their last few games. With fall sports well underway, the University of Iowa field hockey team hosted their first 2 home games of the season this past weekend at Grant Field. After a heartbreaking loss to Stanford in their home opener, the team found success against Kent State and St. Louis to finish off the weekend with 2 more wins. Going head-to-head against Stanford, the Black and Gold kept on fighting until the team took a devastating loss in the last seconds of the game. With no time left on the clock and the score tied at 2-2, Stanford scored their game-winning point off a penalty corner. The Hawkeyes didn't let this disappointment slow them down, coming away with back-to-back wins, beating Kent State 7-1 and St. Louis 7-0. The team recorded 16 points and 48 shots on goal in the weekend, allowing their opponents only 4 goals total. Juniors Chandler Ackers and Stephanie Norlander brought the heat last weekend, scoring 5 goals apiece.
It's a great accomplishment to, have 2 back-to-back wins. And unfortunately we didn't get 3, but that's the first time this season we had 2 back-to-back wins, so that's really awesome. And I think it's going to be great momentum building into the Big Ten tournament play this weekend.
The team hopes to continue the momentum from last weekend as they prepare for their first Big Ten matchup of the season this Friday against Rutgers.
The girls, they have a lot of excitement just knowing it's our first Big Ten game, basically kind of a new season that starts, and they're just going to come out, be nice and rested and ready to go.
The team hopes to continue their success as they take on Missouri State and Rutgers at home this weekend. It just adds the excitement of Iowa athletics this weekend as those 2 games will be held right here in Iowa City.
Yes, I'm definitely excited to see what happens, but that's not all that's been happening on Grant Field this week.
Definitely not. Field hockey freshman McKenna Grew received a Big Ten honor that's definitely going to put her name on the map.
The 18-year-old freshman out of sunny San Diego, California, is certainly making a name for herself here in the cornfields of Iowa.
After scoring 3 goals over the weekend, Grew was named Big Ten Conference Freshman of the Week on Tuesday. This is her first honor as a collegiate career and the team's first Big Ten honor since October of 2014.
The quick-footed forward is the first Hawkeye to receive the title of Big Ten Freshman of the Week since October 2013, and she's already recorded 6 goals this season, scoring in 4 out of the team's 7 games.
Leading the Big Ten Conference with 7 assists, Grew was 1 assist shy of tying the Iowa record for most assists in a single game, adding 4 to her season in the Black and Gold shutout win over St. Louis.
What an incredible honor for her and for the program. Now, Iowa women's soccer has also started their season off with a record of 6-1, but the real test is when they travel to Michigan this weekend to start Big Ten play.
The team will face off against Michigan State at DeMartin Stadium at 1 p.m. on Friday and Michigan at the Soccer Stadium at 11 a.m. on Saturday.
Now, looking at these 2 teams, it is not going to be an easy weekend for Coach Gianni and the Hawks.
It definitely isn't. Michigan State posts a 4-win, 1-loss, and 2-tie record going into the matchup. And looking back to last year, it's always been an intense game between these 2 teams.
Yes, last season the Hawks went into double overtime with the Spartans and came out on top.
As for Iowa's matchup against Michigan, it's a little bit of a different story.
Yes, Michigan isn't ranked in the polls as of right now, but they're receiving votes into the rankings.
Michigan comes into the matchup with a 5-3 record as they lost to number 13 Notre Dame on September 13th, 2-0.
And the Hawks lost to Michigan last season on this same weekend, 4-2.
Those are 2 games that will definitely show how strong this young Iowa soccer program is.
Absolutely. And continuing with our updates on how crazy busy this weekend will be with all the fall sports, we head to the Ball Diamond.
Iowa baseball kicks off their fall ball season at Duane Banks Field on Saturday.
The team will host the Ontario Blue Jays at 11:30 a.m. But wait, there's more sports in Iowa City this weekend. Volleyball will also host a tournament, the Holiday Inn Hawkeye Challenge in Carver Hawkeye Arena on September 18th and 19th, facing Gardner-Webb, Drake University, and Coastal Carolina.
There's definitely going to be a lot of black and gold pride this weekend in Iowa City.
Absolutely, and we will be there with all the coverage.
That does it for Hannah and I at the Sports Studio.
But meet us right back here on Thursday night for our pregame showdown as we talk about the atmosphere Kinnick is about to have on Saturday night, as well as how Pittsburgh is looking for the year.
Back to you guys at the desk.